We are going crazy. I have cheer camp this week. We are in a coach pitch softball tournament this week. And so every night it's about 8 o'clock. I have been running though after everything. I run at the track. I just haven't been able to upload anything because we get home and we pass out.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of cheer people at Disney World. They're insane.
Yes.
Like they did some girl explained all the different categories, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was pretty, it was pretty fun. It was pretty funny actually. Okay, let me get my notes out. Let me see.
Here's a piece of paper.
Let me finish real quick, and then I'm really excited because tonight we're going to talk a little bit about self-love, and we're going to talk about the decisions that we can make. I'm on the phone, so you need to not be in here. Thank you. My daughter has been a hot mess today. Lainey, like you're like 103 fever, and you're on the call. Like, look at you showing up. I love that. Hi, Cynthia, too.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so let's get started because I want to make it 30 minutes to the point straight. I just wanted to make sure if you have anything that comes up in the call, you want to ask a question, you have something, a thought. This is also a time on these calls to ask to talk about things that either you're frustrated with or something that you might want to have an answer to. I don't have every single answer, but I will do the best I can to serve you and offer you a place to figure it out. I think that's really, really important. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit today about self-love because I have a little bit of stories to go with it. But I also think that as women, we're not women a lot with self-love. We struggle. I noticed that in this journey, that people that don't see success or people that are really hard on themselves, or I should say people that don't get to the results where they want are the people that are notoriously hard on themselves, are people that often give up because they don't feel like their days were perfect. And I'll be the first one to tell you that my days suck a lot, some parts of it. I have moments in my day that I struggle. And that, a couple things. Self-love, you guys, is a choice. It's a choice just as much as waking up and taking a shower. And I know that's like, what is she talking about? Like, but it's a decision on a day-to-day basis to be kind to yourself. And you have hundreds of chances a day to change your mindset. You have hundreds of chances a day to be like, crap, I wasn't very kind to myself earlier. And when I say it kind, I mean like all the shit that you're talking to yourself, all the things that you're telling yourself that you can't, all the times that you're saying I'm not good enough, pretty enough, capable enough, strong enough. I've been there before and I understand it. And even 5 years into this business, or into my journey or into my fitness, wherever you want to say, I say a business because I do run, good night. I do run a business, a fitness business, so I should have it all together, right? No. In fact, I think I'm really relatable because I don't have it all together, and I'm showing people that you can do this and not be perfect. But you have hundreds of chances a day to start saying positive words to yourself, switching your thoughts, okay? Realizing like that you can, the realization in your mind that you want to change, and so you're going to make an active choice throughout the day. Like there's going to be things that come up, there's going to be crap that comes up, but it is up to you how you react, and that is the truth, okay? You've got to give yourself grace. This journey is like this. There is no magic answer, and who's to say, Lainey, when you arrive at 10 pounds lighter, you're going to be happy because it just says 10 pounds lighter. If you never worked on yourself in the process, you won't be happy. And I'm not going to be happy because you're going to be the same damn person that you were. And I'm going to be like, well, gosh, you have always been hard on yourself. It just changed. The only thing that changed was the weight and the scale. And that doesn't really matter, right? Ultimately, I don't want to say it doesn't really matter. I want to change our words to, we don't need to put so much weight in the scale. Does that make sense? We don't need to put so much power in it, because I do believe it does matter in the sense that if you go to the doctor's office and they say you're 50 pounds overweight, like that's something that like I want you to understand, like I get that, and I want to help you lose 50 pounds, and I want to help you lose the weight, but ultimately people don't look at Lainey or Cynthia and be like, oh, she's a good person, she's 156 pounds. No one ever says that. No one's ever said that. And so I want to share with you something that went through my mind this week that I really struggled with, that I really had to consciously make a flip in my head, because I want to share with you that even people even people that you look from the outside looking in don't always have it all together, and that I have to make a conscious choice every single day. So I get messages all the time. I wish I was as motivated as you. I wish I was as intense as you in my workouts. I wish I had the gene that you have, and I just want to punch people in the eye, because I'm like, it's not a gene, it's a decision that I say every single day. But number one, Lisa came over to my house, and I was telling her, and Lisa is someone that just joined our group, but she just was telling me that she was scared to come to my house a little bit because she was intimidated by me and my workouts, but that like she was really pleasantly surprised that I'm a normal person and that I don't have my ish together, and that I'm nice, I guess, and I'm kind, and I'm like not like in her face, and I'm not like crazy, and it really, I said the biggest compliment someone can give me is that, hey, you're like, I was telling her that people say, oh my gosh, you're like the same person in real life. My hope is that when you meet me, I'm the same person in real life. We pretend too much to be different on social media, and that has got to change, okay? I used to clean up my living room. I used to put my laundry away. I used to think, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? And now I don't give a shit. Do you know why? Because it doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters most is what's in my heart, and how I treat people, and how I'm kind to myself, and how I help other women get over the fact that no one's perfect. I don't care how high rank you are or who you are in your life. Kind of freeing to think that, oh my God, she struggles too. So this week, you all know I'm in the shift shop. This is my struggle. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I literally legit gave myself anxiety for 24 hours. I cried. Like, this is how intense, this is how like I got into my own head. So the first 3 weeks of the shift shop, I was amazing. I'll be honest with you. I like pushed myself to my max. Okay, all 6 weeks, I crushed the workouts. That's not an issue for me, okay? The first 3 weeks, I had one day where I had one glass of wine with a friend, but that is the best I've ever done in my entire life. And when I say the best, I'm not saying like I look at food as good and bad. It's just I followed the plan to what they wanted me to do. I completely cut out grains. I nailed it. I got really good results. I was proud of myself. Then I decided, like the day before the end of the group, they posted in the group, hey guys, we have an opportunity. Let's do it another 3 weeks. And I'm like, I only prepared myself for 3 weeks. I don't know if I can do this for 3 weeks, right? But then I was like, what the hell? Don't limit yourself. You can do this. I wasn't nearly as good following the nutrition plan. I've been going back and forth between telling myself, because I believe that this program is not a long-term solution nutrition-wise. Does that make sense? I don't feel like it has enough treats. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel like it has enough fat in the plan. And I feel like people were hungry, and I don't advocate people being hungry. So for me personally, I believe you can do it for 3 weeks, but I don't want to do it longer than that. Does that make sense? So I had this like juxtaposition, because I'm in this position of, I need to do this. I want to do it. It's not that big of a deal. I can do it for another 3 weeks. And I just on the weekends, I wasn't as, I guess, strict or whatever. So anyhow, results day comes. I'm supposed to post my results. These people are posting their results, you guys, and they have like people my size losing like 10 pounds and like 15 inches. And I'm like, oh my God, like I sucked at this. Like all of a sudden I got into this like in my head, and I was like, I can't post my pictures. It's there. I didn't lose enough weight. I didn't lose enough inches. I'm not good enough at this. And I literally, like, my husband came out of the office. He's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I didn't do a good enough job. And I started like crying. And I literally had to like excuse myself from social media yesterday, get off, because comparing is the thief of joy. We know that. I know that. I teach my team that. And I was like, seriously. And I was so pissed. And then I like let myself feel pissed. And then I was like, you know what? Like all of a sudden I was like, what would I tell a challenger? What would I tell a challenger in this moment? That your picture, like that you're not good enough because you didn't lose 5 pounds? That you're not good enough because you didn't lose 5 inches? Because I kept thinking in my head, I don't know why I had this number. I need to lose 5 pounds and 5 inches, because I was like, okay, I can do that. But ultimately I didn't lose 5 pounds, and I didn't lose 5 inches. I think I ended up losing 4 pounds and like a little bit, maybe over 5, a little around 5 inches or whatever. I don't really know. I have to add it up.
Yes.
But I put my pictures side by side, and I was like, holy crap. Like when I stopped comparing to them, when I stopped comparing my journey to Susie's journey,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm just comparing me to me. And like, this is ridiculous, Kiana. You got to give yourself some grace. You have crushed it. Ultimately, then I started to say this to myself. You have had less treats in the last 6 weeks than you've had in the last year. That is the truth. You have cut grains out for 6 weeks. You have done something harder than you ever thought you could do. You followed a plan. You did it honorably. And when you said you were like, when you did the plan and you were like saying that you were starving and waking up at 4 a.m, I didn't suffer through 6 weeks of starvation because I don't believe in that. I told the team, I'm starving. What can I do different? I cannot do this plan. I need to make sure that I figure it out. So I added more fats and I figured something that worked for me. And then I looked at and I took a deep breath. I got off and I looked at my results today and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I did it. I did it. These 6 weeks, all it takes sometimes is just a deep breath, a perspective shift, and just knowing like that I could have, and it literally, nothing changed. I still have the same pictures that I was looking at yesterday. I still have myself and the numbers didn't change, but my mind changed. I was like, this is ridiculous. You've got to give yourself some grace. And I was very proud of myself because I took my own advice and I said, as a challenger, I would want my coach to say to me, like, but how do you feel? What are you most proud of? Look at the changes over the last 6 weeks. Have you ever done anything what have you learned about yourself? And then I was like, oh, heck yes. I was so proud of myself. So I just wanted to tell you in that moment, self-love was a choice because there's 300 other coaches. You're put into this situation where, and ultimately it was super encouraging. It was like a great experience. I was in my own challenge group, but it can be you can get into comparing. I'm sure you've done that where people post pictures in our group or people post things in our group and you're like, oh my God, I don't look like her. Oh my God, why does she have that? Oh my God, like what's this going on? We have to remember to be in our own headspace. And just remember this, one of the biggest things, I went to a conference like 6 weeks ago. I will never forget what she says. She said, just remember, just because if you're envying something about someone else or you're looking at someone going, oh, I wish I had that, you would also have to come. It's a package deal. So whatever they struggle with, you also get that. So you can't have someone's abs and then their hair and then someone else's legs and then someone else's like house. Like if you are envying a person, you're envying everything about them, all their struggles, and you don't know what's going on. Maybe if you get their life, they're going through a massive, painful divorce. You have no idea. Or maybe if you get a certain situation, and I just want you to think about that because I'm like, every time I had to remind myself that, I'm like, oh, like I could look like her or I could have lost a lot of inches like that, but that's not my life. It's a package deal. And maybe she doesn't have the relationship I have with my husband, or maybe she doesn't have, and I'm not saying that you look at other people and say, oh, well, she just can't have everything perfect. Like she has all this negative crap, but I'm just saying everyone struggles with something. And that really puts it into perspective that it's only you versus you. And you have got to remember that everyone's hard on themselves, no matter what part of their journey. So I wanted to share that with you and be vulnerable with you because even at a place in my life where I'm the most fit for me in my life, I'm still hard on my freaking self. That's freaking ridiculous. Like I look at myself like 2 years ago and I'm like it's funny because I remember sometimes I know in a year from now, I might look back at this moment and be like, oh, hot damn, you looked incredible. You know what I mean? But like, I think in the moment we're just like so hard on ourselves. And it's like, if I only could go back to that moment and experience what self-love was, why don't we do it now? Why don't we look at this moment and go, oh, heck yes, I've arrived. And again, I don't look at fitness as arriving. I look at it as a journey. So I've finished this and now what? I don't like just stop and then eat all the carbs and eat all the stuff. Like my goal right now is to have a couple days of relaxation and figuring things out and then really doing a maintenance plan. I literally think this program is going to change people's life. It's incredible. The nutrition is a shift that you have to make in your mind. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So I just wanted to encourage you to catch yourself in your negativity during the rest of the week and to practice speaking kindly to yourself. I want you to tell you, I don't care. I'm going to be in your freaking head. I want to be on your shoulder. I want to be on your, I don't even care, but I want you to think about how many times you're saying crap to yourself. And the first step is acknowledging that you're doing it because sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. The second step is catching yourself doing it and going, oh, this is what Kiana's talking about. And I want you to stop and say, hell no. And you're going to say something positive about yourself. Like you're going to say immediately, you can either say the exact opposite of what you're thinking, and I don't care if you don't believe it, or you're going to just say the things that you like about yourself and the things that you're proud of and the things that that make you like happy, because I feel like that makes a big difference. So for me, when I caught myself, to me, and this is so weird because to me, I preach about numbers, I preach about weight, and then I'm like, here I am being the most ridiculous person. So it's sometimes you have to practice what you preach on a regular basis, and it takes work. Self-love is a choice every single day, hundreds of mini choices a day. And that is what I want you to think about. It's a choice, and it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I love myself, if you don't practice it. Just like being a wife or being a sister or being a daughter, like you have got to practice these behaviors in order to change. And if you don't, nothing's going to change. Nothing at all. Okay. So if you want to be happier and you want to start learning to accept yourself where you are right now and stop being so damn hard on yourself, you've got to practice it every day. So even for me, and ultimately I would tell you that I do practice a lot of self-love, and I do love, I know I can say out loud, I love myself and I'm happy and I really feel fulfilled. There are moments where I go backwards and I have to say, oh, knock it off, Kiana. The old Kiana's creeping in, and I have to have tools to change. And if you don't have those tools, you're going to go backwards, not forward. So one of the things that I do is to get myself out of this situation, which is honestly for me, getting out of scrolling news feeds or social media just for like 10 minutes, and then I'll be good. And then making sure that that I have my headspace, doing some personal development, looking back at like for me, it was writing out what I was proud of and how I had changed in the last 6 weeks, and I was really proud of that. So here's the thing. You deserve to be happy. I want you to write this down. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to feel good. Again, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to feel good. Now, here is the next part of the call is, well, okay, actually, the next part of the call I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, okay, so like if I deserve these things, I need to start feeling what's in tune with my body to what makes me happy and what makes me feel healthy, because some people might eat dairy and it doesn't affect them, and some people, I eat dairy sometimes and I start to fart everywhere all the time, okay? So the rest of the week, what are we doing? We're practicing self-love. So here's the deal. Here's my encouragement to you. Here's our team thing that we're going to do. Anytime you feel that moment where you are just being so hard on yourself, I want you to be like, nope. Kiana told me I need to practice self-love, so we're going to use the hashtag self-love is a choice, okay? And you can either post in our group about it, or you can post on your personal page and tag me about it. I get it. I understand that it's hard to share, but I'm telling you this, there is someone out there exactly like you feeling the exact same way. And I'm telling you, if you get your gremlins out of the closet, you're going to realize you're not alone. When I stopped trying to act like my house was perfect, everyone was like, oh, she has a messy house. Amen, freaking men. How does she, or like, oh my God, she struggled with anxiety too, or she's super hard on herself too. Like, I want you to practice as much self-love as make it a choice every single day. And you know what? People that really struggle with self-love, and I know that for me, it's going to come up more often. It's going to come up 20 times a day. And that's okay. Just tell yourself, okay, and I want you to actively tell yourself, okay, Kiana, okay, Chrissy, this is a moment where I need to practice self-love. What am I, and immediately say to yourself, say the opposite of whatever you're thinking. So it could be a moment where you don't think you feel pretty or look pretty, or you're feeling ugly inside, or you're mad at yourself because you made a bad choice or whatever. I don't care. It's not about our looks always. It's about making self-love a decision on a daily basis. So I want to do that together as a team. You're going to see 2 or 3 posts from me for the rest of the week. Self-love is a choice. I think it's really important that we practice that. Okay. Hashtag self-love is a choice. You got it? Write it down. Hashtag. Okay. Okay. Now moving on to nutrition. It is no secret that if you are bombing, if you're not getting any results, or you're struggling with nutrition, you're probably not where you want to be. Okay. How can I reword that? That is why I don't believe nutrition is one size fits all. Okay. I get it. I understand it. I do know in general, eating cleaner is better for you. Okay. But there are new studies like more healthy fats in your diet. You should do that. Okay. And we have these plans sometimes that fat is limited to, we have these ideas that we've been taught, and I'm guilty as a health teacher, even in my master's class in nutrition that I took, that you're supposed to have 10% fat in your diet. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. Okay. So the reason I'm telling you this is I am not the doctor. I don't know all the answers, but I want you to really start to pay attention to how your body's feeling when you eat certain foods. Okay. So that's what I'm doing in the challenge group. That is what I'm doing in the Fight to Be Fit group. Like last week, we kind of followed the fix plan, which is like a week of just clean eating, cutting the crap, getting out your sugar. It is notoriously low in fat. It does limit your carbs. And it's pretty limited in certain calories. And that week was kind of like, okay. And that's what most of you have done is the 21-day fix. I am not saying that the 21-day fix doesn't work for people because it has helped so many of my customers. But what about a lifestyle that you can maintain the rest of your life? That is what I want you to figure out. So this week we started talking about inflammation. I want you to start thinking about, and inflammation, what I really want you to start thinking about is if you're bloated or like joints are achy or you're groggy or your energy levels are lacking or you just aren't sleeping well, I guarantee you it has something to do with your gut health, your digestion, your gut, what they call gut health. It's like a buzz topic of the world. Like click on CNN and health. So many things on gut health right now. I could probably talk for months and months about gut health. So I'm giving you a snippet of me as a teacher teaching you what I know, which is that inflammation is huge right now. And if you are inflamed, you have got to figure it out. And the 3 culprits are like wheat products or like grains, which is why the Shift Shop cuts out the grains. Okay. Dairy, which is why a lot of people don't do dairy or whey, or they're vegan, or they move towards the vegan lifestyle because of dairy. And then sugar. Those are the 3 things. And so I understand cutting them all out at once is like crazy. And you're like, but you can do anything if you're feeling like crap. You can start to feel better. People that cut the grains out, like I'm telling you right now, I thought I was going to die on no grains. And then I didn't do grains for 6 weeks. I don't miss it. I do not miss it. I thought I was going to miss. Now, let me tell you, I'm not going to say I'm never going to have chips again. They're my favorite. I'm never going to go out and have tacos, soft tacos. They're my other favorite type of food. And I love Mexican food. But having a limited lifestyle, like being like, oh, I don't need grains. Do you know what I mean? I don't need grains to feel full, has really opened my perspective. So I really want you to pay attention to the content that I'm giving you. Okay. So the other thing is this, I need to ask you guys a question. I've thought 2 different ways. Right now, I'm just giving you a nutrition tip throughout the week, and you're kind of learning new things each day. I've given you kind of a grocery list. You'll always get a grocery list at the beginning of each week because I want you to make sure that you get that grocery list and you kind of look off the grocery list and you kind of know what's going on. But I want you to make sure that, and when I'm giving you information throughout the week, do you want me to give you all the information like in a file so you can kind of look over it at once, or do you want the information to come day by day? How are we feeling about that?
I could do all at once.
Okay, because I have nutrition tip number 1. I have them all written out.
I think it's 5.
Sometimes it's hard to find them, re-find them.
Gosh, you sound
like a robot.
You sound like a robot. Like, hello, how are you? What did you say? Say it again.
Sometimes if you post them one at a time, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's hard to go back and find them again. But if you put them in a file, you can go back and...
So how about this? At the beginning of each week, I will, how about this? At the beginning of each week, I'll post all the information for that week, like all the stuff about high fat, low carb. So next week we're doing high fat, low carb. This week we're doing inflammation. So I'll put it in a file, and so you can kind of look over it. And then maybe I just don't want, here's the thing, is I don't want the files to be unused. I want to have the information there and be like, oh, I never look at this stuff again, because I'm telling you, I have spent hours and hours and hours of my time to give you the solid information, help you make a decision. And I just want you to look at it. Promise me you'll just look at it if it's there. And I'll be posting about it, because I'm gonna be like, how are you guys feeling? You know what I mean? Like, so this week, I want you to really pay attention to how you're feeling with non-inflammatory foods. But here's the thing. If you don't, I want you to write this down. If you don't follow any meal plan, you have 0 chance of success. That is the truth. If you don't follow any meal plan, I'm not telling you which meal plan to follow. I am here to give you, my goal, I feel like as your coach, is to not be the all-knowing and to be like, figure out every one of your plans. That's just ridiculous. And I don't know, like everyone, I know like Lainey is vegan. I don't know a lot about vegan, but I'm trying really hard to find things like meal plans that will help her and she's come to the group, and she's like, "This does not look vegan, Kiana." And I'm like, "Oh crap!" And I went to my Shift Shop group, and I was like, I knew there was 2 girls in there that did vegan lifestyle, and they did like the whole. And so I posted that. I was like, I figure that I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I've always tried to be like, okay, Lainey, she's a challenge because she's vegan, and I want to help her. I want to help her feel the most successful. But you have 0 chance of success if you just wing it. You cannot just like okay, here's the thing. You can do whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want, but then you'll never get the results you want. That is the truth, and I'm just being honest with you. At the end of the day, I don't believe one size fits all. I want you to listen to your body and how you feel. I want you to pay attention to your physical symptoms that happen when you eat certain foods. That's what I'm asking you to do. So next week, when I ask you to do high fat, low carb, I want you to pay attention to how you feel. It literally blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I don't need as many carbs. Oh my gosh, like healthy fat. And I was getting amazing results. I am saying higher fat, higher carb. It's not no carb, high fat. It's not keto diet. That is not what it is. It's just looking at your plan and lowering your carbs, looking at the healthier carbs you can have, looking at the fact that you eat carbs all day long and don't realize it, and you have them for every meal. We don't need that, okay? So your goal is to, here's you're going to write this. I want you to write this down. Your goal in big letters and big sentence across your page is to know what makes me feel good and know what makes me feel bad. The food that I put into my body. That is the truth, okay? And I guess I want you to be careful about good and bad food. But I'm talking about your feelings. You know what makes you feel bad. When you go into the bathroom and you have diarrhea all night, and when you're pooping and you're farting and your stomach's hurting and you're bloated and you're not losing weight and you have acne and you're tired and you're anxious and you're depressed and you have all these issues. We've all been there before. And I can go on to say that about 85% of diseases are cured with your nutrition. I'm not even kidding you. I've read so much stuff. It makes me amped up. I'm super into my nutrition, okay? And I have a lot of things I need to learn. On the other end of the perspective, you know what makes you feel good, okay? So if you know what makes you feel good, you need to do more of that and then eat less of the stuff that makes you feel bad. Am I saying never? No, because life, but here's the thing. If you're doing balanced good and bad foods that make you feel good and make you feel bad, you're just going to have, it's not necessarily a balanced life. It's you feel bad a lot of the time and you feel good a lot of the time. I want to feel good the majority of the time and be okay with having these lower because I've cleansed my body and figured it out. And then, yes, I want to be able to go to the movies with my husband and have a couple bites of popcorn and not like have diarrhea. You know what I mean? I want to be able to like have ice cream, but we don't get those. Like it's not okay to like have the treats every day and be like, I'm not losing weight. I don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I just feel terrible. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be brutally honest with some of you. I don't judge anyone when it comes to your food choices, but I will tell you this. When you post your food and you're like, I'm not seeing any results, and then you tell me you had fast food for 3 days, and then you had a ho-ho and a ding-dong and some ice cream, and you felt crap, you did really, really good, but you ate a hamburger with French fries and whatever, like that's the reason that you're not feeling good, is because of your food choices. The reason that you're not feeling good is because you're in this perpetual cycle of I don't feel good, so I'll eat like crap, and then I don't feel good, so I eat like crap, okay? You got to change that. So I don't want you to, so it's okay to look at like how you're feeling as good and bad, but I don't want you to look at food as good and bad. I just want you to look at food as more nutritious and less nutritious. Like eat it more, eat it less, okay? So please pay attention to the cues that I'm giving you and the stuff that I'm giving you. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be stupid, but I'm just telling you, I deny people every single day to work with them because I tell them they're not ready. I tell them all the time when they fill out my application, like, you say you want to do this, but you say that you're not 100% committed and you're not willing to change, then you can't work with me. You know what I mean? Like I can't be your miracle worker, okay? But I can be supportive, I can be empowering, and I can tell you what you need to do. The only thing different is that you need to tell yourself what you need to do. And you need to stop being so dang hard on yourself. Continue to practice self-love every day, and it's going to add up. And just imagine if you practiced a little bit of self-love each day and you started changing your habits each day, and a month from now you're going to feel better, and 2 months from now, so that's my goal for you guys. Okay? So this is a brand new thing that I'm doing, the nutrition plan. Literally, I normally get people into the group, and you guys start on the 21 days, and you do that. But I'm giving you opportunity to invest in your health and your nutrition and to figure out if maybe a different lifestyle or is for you, okay? For example, Lainey's figured out vegan is for her, okay? I know people in here figure out grains. They don't want grains in their plan. Some people don't want dairy. Some people, like I was talking to a girl that's going to join our group in a day or so, and she was like, I don't eat any sugar. Like, I don't care about sugar. She's like, it's just like the bag of chips that I have every night. You know what I mean? Like her problem is not sugar, it's carbs. Does that make sense? Although they're the same thing, they're different in how they present themselves. But she knows what she needs to work on. And I want you to, so we have to come up with a plan that works best for you. And I'm finding that a higher fat content and a lower carb is working for a lot of people that I work with on a long-term basis. I am not saying, now this is really hard for me. It's been something that I've wanted to share with you openly and be honest with you. I had results before I went on vacation, then I went on vacation, then I got accepted for this shift shop thing. And so I've had to live this lifestyle. But I want something long-term that doesn't feel like a diet, that feels like my life that I feel good on, right? Because at the end of the day, if I can't tell a mom or I can't tell a woman in this group, but can you maintain that for like your life? And you say to me, no, I really can't. I don't want you on that plan, okay? I want you on a plan that you can maintain for the rest of your life and you feel good about, okay? Because that is in fact a lifestyle, and everyone's lifestyle is different. But it's my goal to help you figure out to give you the tools that you need and the background in my nutrition knowledge, so that you can be like, oh yeah, Kiana talked to me about this. I'm gonna go do some more research about this. Because I mean, there are hundreds and thousands of books on inflammation, right? And I'm just giving you the tools to kind of figure out. Like, some people were like, you know what? I didn't even know I was inflamed. I didn't even know like my gut health was unhealthy. That's why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. So that's a good start. So now you know. So now we can kind of figure it out together. And at any time, you sometimes my daughter gets on my phone, but at any time, you guys are priority to me. So at any time, if you're struggling, like trying to figure out, or like you have a question about nutrition, or you're like, hey, I need some advice about this, or I've been trying this, or want to try this, like send me a message, and you guys get priority when I write you back, because you're in my group. And so don't ever feel like you're bothering me. It's important that I want you to feel I want you to feel progress, and I want you to feel successful, okay? And that's, to me, the thing, because that will make you feel happy. Progress equals happiness, and progress is not always on the scale and not always on the inches. It's progress in your mindset, progress in your life, progress in your happiness, progress in where you are in your life, okay? So just remember that my ultimate goal is to help you feel progress, and at the end of the day, you're not going to feel progress if you're winging it, if you're just winging everything. I know for me that nutrition is the hardest part of this, but when I start to figure out like what makes me feel really good, I like to add avocado on my salad and lots of healthy fats and like, you know, I don't know, but dairy, I do limited dairy, but like feta cheese and like walnuts, like that to me is like, and chicken is like the best salad ever. You know, none of this like low fat dressing and all like croutons and you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, to me, I want to give you my knowledge, and just I hope that you learn something each week. I don't know it all, and you could totally, and this is another thing, is you can totally disagree with me, and I'm cool with that, okay? I'm not saying what I know is everything. I'm just saying this is the facts, and these are the things that I'm learning, and I wanted to share with you, okay? That's it. I wanted to leave the day open, and I wanted you to, hold on, I wrote down something real quick. Real quick.
My daughter wants to say hi to you.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hi, sweetie. Okay. Okay, I want anyone to share. Okay, I do this all the time, but there's power in words. I'm telling you, there's power when you speak truth. You can write it down, but it's even more powerful when you say it. So I wanted you to share one thing you were proud of yourself this week, and then I wanted you to make sure that you had the chance to ask any questions and share any successes and struggles that you wanted to confirm, or you needed to ask about, okay? Like a struggle that you have that I can maybe dive deeper into on another call, or I can make sure I post about it this week. That's really important to me. So number one is one thing that you are proud of, and then any struggles that you want me to think about, I will write down, or anything that you want me to go dive deeper into, or anything that you've heard about. Like I know Chrissy talked about, she asked me about coconut oil, so I have that down on my list. There is an article going around that coconut oil is in fact really bad for you, and it's like you really shouldn't be eating it, and it's saturated fat, and this is yada, yada, yada. But I have a lot of research saying the opposite, and that there are some intelligent things behind that, but I think you need to arm yourself with knowledge to make the best decision for you. So Christy, I haven't forgot, that is on my list to make sure I do a call about what I found out, because it was really interesting to me. So I do have that in the next week. I promise you I'll cover that.
Okay.
Like Christy just said, have you seen this article? I wanted to know your opinion. So coconut oil. Okay, so tell me one thing you're proud of, and Chrissy, tell me one thing that you're proud of. Okay, I'm gonna mute everyone. So hold on one second. I'm gonna mute everyone because it's weird. There's like some feedback I'm getting. I just want to make sure that everyone. Hold on. Mute all, and then I'm gonna yes, and then I'm going to unmute and unmute. Chrissy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're the one that's unmuted. Okay.
Okay. I guess the thing I'm most proud of is I'm actually keeping up with my workout schedule for Shalene. I was perfect on schedule, and then one weekend I went to my sister's, and she wanted me to do CrossFit with her, which I did work out, and I did CrossFit. But that delayed because I needed an extra day of recovery after that.
Yeah, CrossFit is intense, man.
I don't know how she does that. It's not for me. So I'm only off of my completion by one day.
Right, and like that means you showed up more often than not, and you were like 95% kicking butt. So you should definitely be proud of that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And Chrissy, I'm so excited to meet you. Chrissy and I are meeting for the first time in New Orleans in July. She's a coach on my team, and she's gonna meet with me in New Orleans. I'm really excited to meet you. I just want to tell you that.
Oh, me too.
Okay, I'm muting you now. No offense. Okay. Do you have any? But your thing is the coconut oil, right? That you wanted to know. Okay.
Yeah, because I know, like with the saturated fat, because it is much higher in saturated fat.
Right.
But I just didn't know what the science behind the rest of it.
Right. I know a coach that's like super into fat, like information, and she did a whole live video. I'm gonna send you to her page to look at her video that she did. It was really good. It was long, and she like sent all this. I mean, it was like super long, but it's like really scientifically based, and I think you would enjoy it. So I'll send it. Okay. Great. Next is Angela. There's two Angelas. Angela Anderson. Okay, Angela Anderson, you sound like a robot, and I don't really know what's going on, but.
I don't know, I guess it's my internet. I know you love it, I can't help it.
Oh my gosh. I literally cannot understand you.
I'm trying not to make you laugh. You can't hear me at all?
No, I can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
So something I'm proud of this week, I guess, is even though we've been super busy, I have still went to the track and still got to get my cardio in.
Good.
I haven't got to get my workout as much as I want because we come home and we pass out, but I've been trying to do some sort of exercise every day until we're done with this week.
That's good. I like that. And you're going to check into the group, right, Angela?
Yes.
Okay.
I look every day. I look at everything every day, and then I get busy and then.
I can see people who see stuff, and I'm like, you better comment on that.
I see you saw this.
I start to tag people and be like, come on now. Okay. Well, awesome job. I know it's really busy. Here's, Angela, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your next month. I know it's really busy, but I want you to plan your workouts out. I want you to plan your workouts out, and I want you to plan a time where you can just take 5 minutes each day to check into the group and just to simply check in to see what I posted, if there's anything that can offer value. Don't have to spend more time in that, but I just to make sure that you keep yourself accountable, because I think that will be really important. And so on the days, so I want you to like literally look at all your weeks and be like, okay, like this is not an excuse, because I know that, you know, like she's going to be at like these yearly meetings or whatever. during these times, so I'm going to get my workout in here. So what time you're going to work out and what you're going to do, okay? And if you need help with that, let me know. I have a lot of Beachbody On Demand. I have a hybrid of a Beachbody On Demand programs, so you're not doing the same one. That's a really fun thing to do that I came up with one time. Or if you just want to, maybe do Beachbody On Demand 3 days a week and run 3 days a week or whatever, just let me know. But I want you to figure it out. Don't wing it over the summer, okay? Okay. And then the other Angela.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I don't have a picture because I'm on the road, so I'm just kind of listening to y'all. So you probably can't see me.
Oh, no, I can see you, but that's good. A lot of people listen. That's fine. I just don't look at the camera because, safety.
Yeah,
Okay, so what was one thing that you're proud of this week?
I did every one of my workouts this week, which was huge for me. I was very excited that I did every one, and I even did an extra one 2 days of the week.
Okay,
So,
you're crushing it. If everyone doesn't know, Angela is a mom right now. Her husband is deployed, so she's home with her kids. How has your nutrition been?
my nutrition hasn't been as good as it was. And I think it was just because I had a girlfriend come into town. I just came back from her graduation, so I'm not going to beat myself up over it.
Yeah,
because my win was my week.
I think when
but for the most part, I've been.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You. It's like delayed to me, so it seems like I'm cutting you off, but then you start talking, and then it's delayed. So I'm sorry.
For the most part, my nutrition was pretty on point. I was pretty happy with it, but just I don't know, there's 2 days this week. I probably, I made choices that were not on course, which is fine.
Right. And I think that in this journey, there's going to be days where you're like, well, there are people that are so on track all the time and they make it easy, and the nutrition's they're super uber disciplined, but most of us aren't like that. And so the days that you get off track, the biggest advice I have for you is to just get right back on track as fast as you can, and don't wallow in your choices, and just go back to the plan. Because the issue is that when people make these choices, they're like, well, I screwed up, so I screwed up a week, so I'm going to screw up the next 5 days. You know what I mean? And then it's the same idea as that, you're driving your car, you run over a tire, you run over a nail. Now, well, screw it. One of my tires has a nail in it, so I might as well put nails in all my tires. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It matters. One tire, it sure does matter that fall off the wagon for 24 hours versus 5 days. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about this business and this journey that's really helped me in my fitness and my nutrition is when I do slip up, or when I do go down to what I say, the less choices, I give myself grace. I always say, well, did you have fun? The answer is most often, yeah, because that's life. And there are occasions, Angela, I don't want you to say no. I don't want you to be the person in the corner saying, no, thank you. I can't have you because that doesn't follow my plan. No, don't be like that. Because our hopeful is that you are so on more often than not, so that when you are off the plan, those are the times that you do celebrate those moments with your friends. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. I can't hear you. Okay, good.
That makes perfect sense. And that's pretty much what I've been trying for this week. That was probably another good part of it.
Yeah.
Is I didn't beat myself up like I normally would have.
Right.
So,
right.
I think they were both positives for me.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you're kind of cutting in and out, but I can hear you. Okay, thank you for sharing, Angela. Okay, Lainey, I'm now muting you, Angela, and I am unmuting Lainey. What's up?
Well, my numbers have moved. I'm now down from in the 170s to the 150s. So I'm like, woo woo.
That's
excited.
amazing.
Yes, and I'm struggling
and you're
with
sick, and you're on this freaking call. You have 103 temperature, and you're on this call. That's
well, it's 101 now.
Well, so, you have a temperature.
Practically healed, yeah. I'm struggling though. I'm really scared that I'm not going to be able to start it up and get back on track. I've never, since I got on track, I haven't fallen off.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm scared that I'm not going to be the same as I was, you know?
Are you talking about because you got sick?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be fine. That's just bullshit. Sorry, ear muffins, if your daughter's there. Ear muffins or earmuffs or whatever. That is so bull crap, Lainey. That's just the old person telling you that. Like, that's all lies. That's the mean Lainey that's coming out. That's like, you're not good enough. You're not capable enough. You're not going to finish this. Is a perfect chance to say, no, I'm going to practice self-love and say the opposite. Well, what if you succeed? And what if you crush all goals and come back and be like, oh, heck. And girl, you beat cancer. So you can beat anything. This is just a bump in the road. You're just sick. It's just, and when you're sick, you're kind of harder on yourself. You're like, oh, all my results are going out the window. What's wrong? I worked so hard for this. Like, it's okay to feel like down and be like, I'm sick, this sucks, and give yourself some grace and have a day. But like, girl, you legit not only beat cancer, you almost unfriended me and you didn't, and now we're friends. and you're in my life for a reason. I know that you're in my life for a reason. I know you're in this group for a reason. You're in this group to know that you are good enough and capable enough, and that I have no doubt in my mind that you are going to affect hundreds of people. Whether you believe that or not, I know in my heart you have already empowered me and a lot of women in this group. Like, like, I can't even imagine what you've been through, but know that whatever you're thinking that you can't do this or it's not going to happen is just the old self presenting itself, and you just have to say absolutely not. And it's just a choice to be like, that's not true, that's silly, and honestly, like, what is it going to take for you to get back on track? Checking into the group, reaching out to me, being like, okay guys, I need your help, I'm here, I'm back, it's day one, and really just plugging into the accountability that we provide in this group. Okay, so that's a lie. Don't believe it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I believe in you. You're going to be fine. I know it. I know in my heart. Okay.
Thank you.
One last thing I forgot to say, and then I'll let you guys go. It actually was an hour, not half an hour. That doubled the time, and you're still here, so I appreciate you. Is I want to live a life a balance, but I want to make sure that you get results and get there, and then you can figure out how to maintain. So what I mean by that is it's much harder to like balance your lifestyle and have treats all the time and do whatever. It's much like to get results. I want you to start to have a taste of results and be like, oh snap, this is what it feels like. And so I can then I can figure out, like, I can have one treat a week or whatever it is, because I want you to, like, for example, when I cut grains out for 7 days and I ate amazing for 7 days, I saw such great results. It only takes about 5 to 7 days. So don't limit yourself if you're doing like anti-inflammatory or high fat, low carb, and you're like, well, I did it for 24 hours and no change. You know what I mean? I want you to like try something new for 5 to 7 days and really go at it with 100%. What I like to say, what's perfect for you, the best you've ever done. So it may not be, like the best you've ever done is going to look a lot different than the best I've ever done and the best that Angela's ever done. But the best that you've personally ever done on a nutrition plan, that's how I want you to tack these weeks, because I want you to look at it and go, wow, I do feel a lot better. I am, because you can't get to that point if you don't go all in. Does that make sense? You can't say that you tried high fat, low carb if you didn't, and then be like, well, it didn't work for me. Or you can't say that you cut the inflammatory foods, or, you can't say that you cut whatever, like, Lainey, I went vegan. Did you know that before? I've gone vegan before.
No.
Yeah, 17 days. I lasted 17 days. Anyhow, so I mean, what I'm saying is like I've gone yeast-free diets. I have problems with yeast in my body, like overtaking my whole body. That's another story. I had to try new different type of nutrition. You're like, you have one life to live. There's no reason you should be hating life. We should love food. You should love you should never like walk into a room and be like, oh, I can't have that. I can't have that. I don't want you to feel that way. Okay. I want you to start looking at food as fuel to your body and figuring out what makes you freaking feel good, makes you look good, because we all want to look hot and sexy, whatever that looks to you. Right. And then rock your life and be happy, and then create a little bit of balance of whatever that means for you. But you got to figure out what makes you feel good in the first place before you actually have balance. Does that make sense? You got to kind of be extreme and be committed. Like I'm asking people for the shift shop, you got to be committed for the 3 weeks. You got to do it for 3 weeks. And then we can figure out what makes you feel good. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. It's hard for me to explain that out loud because my head says practice balance. It's so important. But at the same time, you got to get results and start to see change it before you can earn the right to practice that balance, because you've been so out of balance for a long time that you're having treats every day. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being on the call, you guys. If you have any concerns or any comments or any, please on those comments, questions, concerns, posts, write those out, and then I'll try to address those during the calls. I'm going to try to do these calls every 2 weeks. I think it's really important that we connect with each other and get on these calls. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for allowing me to love what I do and work with you guys. I hope that I've empowered you a little bit more tonight to know that you are capable, you are enough. Remember, you wrote a lot of things down. We're going to end the call with, I deserve to be happy. Amen. I deserve to be healthy. Amen. And I deserve to feel good. Okay. And you are in control of that. And know that, it's not that Kiana deserves to be happy and feel good and, no, I've earned this. I deserve it. And I'm going to aim for that. Okay. And we all need to do that. All right. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Let's kick butt this week. And we're going to practice a lot of self-love. Remember, hashtag self-love is a choice. I would absolutely love and encourage you to do a post throughout the next week just about that, encouraging yourself out of your comfort zone and just knowing that we're in this together, because self-love is a choice. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.